Messages of hate cause a ruckus on the OU campus. Friends and family remember a former OU football star, and financial relief as gas prices fall. This is OU Nightly.
We're not going to be used as a backdrop for people like him who want to spew hatred, who want to divide the country.
Good evening. The growing racial tensions on the OU campus have begun to boil over.
On the heels of several days of racially charged incidents, a campus preacher showed up on campus this morning, and he brought with him a message of hate toward African American students and others. Brother Jim Gillis has been to OU many times, preaching against the sins of the flesh. But today, he was pushing a different message, one of hate toward Muslims and African Americans. And for many students, it was just too much, and they took nonviolent steps to try to shut him down.
Basically decided just to block him out because we don't want hate and negativity spread around our campus, and by blocking him out, we're able to effectively take his power.
But while many students disagreed with Preacher Jim's message, some were mindful of his right to deliver it.
He has the right to say everything he's saying. He's not hurting anybody. It's not violent.
But then President David Boren arrived, and he did not mince words.
Because we're all brothers and sisters here together in one OU family, I condemn absolutely, with my own free speech, what he's been saying to you. I condemn the hatred that he's been spewing and the division. And I have a message for him. You have no place to be here. You have no right to come here.
In the end, the police moved Preacher Jim to the sidewalk where he continued on his mission.
He kicked us off the ground. Yes, move. You better move. You better move. You better move.
And eventually, the crowd took Boren's advice and walked away. President Boren warned Preacher Jim he would have OUPD arrest him if he stepped off the sidewalk and onto OU property.
And today's incident on the South Oval came just hours after OU President David Boren sent a letter to the entire OU community addressing the growing racial tension on campus. The letter stated in the past week a faculty member and his family have been victims of racial taunts. Anonymous hate flyers were posted on campus. A student was suspended for his role in hate messages directed at minority students at another university, and students have organized multiple campus demonstrations and protests. Boren's letter included this statement: "Let us resolve that all of us acting together will preserve our true sense of community at the University of Oklahoma."
President Boren isn't the only OU official speaking on recent racist acts in the OU community. The university's Faculty Senate released a statement that they not only condemn hate speech and bigotry, but are ready for a discussion with the rest of OU. Faculty Senate Chair Wayne Riggs said they're not making the statement to make themselves feel good, and the word needs to get out to the whole university. Riggs said he doesn't know how many faculty members will actually speak with their classes and students on the issue, but says it is important for the Senate to recognize the impact of recent events and speak to affected students.
Oklahoma City police say a fired Southwest Airline employee is responsible for yesterday's killing of current Southwest employee James Winchester. During a conference this morning, police said the suspect Lloyd Dean Bowie killed himself after his attack. Officers found him dead in a pickup truck in the airport parking garage. The Winchester family hails from the small town of Washington, south of Norman. OU Nightly's Catherine James joins us live from Washington with a report on how the town is dealing with the tragedy. Catherine?
Ready? Thanks, Anna. I'm here live in Washington, Oklahoma, home of the Winchester family, and I've been speaking to people around town, and most people say that Michael was a good man, devout and devoted to his family. His best friend was also his daughter's basketball coach. Here's what he had to say.
And I hate it for the children, I hate it for his wife, and most of all for the two young ones that won't get to know what a great man he is.
Speaking to everyone, it's hard to find anyone with a negative opinion about Michael, making it clear that he will be missed. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Catherine. Mike Winchester was a punter for OU's 1985 national championship team. He was also the father of former Sooner and now Kansas City Chiefs long snapper James Winchester. Coach Mike Stoops found out about the news of Winchester's death shortly after practice last night. He says it is a very sad day for the Sooner family.
Mike just told me about it. No, it's sad, and don't know much about it, right now. But anytime you lose somebody that's part of our family is sad and disappointed for him and his family. But it's a tough situation.
James Winchester has left the team to be with his family. It is unknown if he'll be back for Sunday's game against Tampa Bay. And there is a meteor shower tonight. Jordan, what more do you have on that?
That's right. We have the Leonids meteor shower tonight. The best time to view it is going to be overnight tonight and before dawn on Thursday. Could see 10 to 15 meteors per hour, and you might think that's kind of low. But that's mainly because we have a waning gibbous moon that'll be kind of preventing us from doing that. But temperatures will be inside the lower 50s, so if you do have a chance to go out and see it, you will be able to see a few of those meteors tonight. All right, now we've had record highs all across the state. Oklahoma City, Norman, and Tulsa all hitting record highs today. That's going to be coming to a change. One more warm day. Fire danger for tomorrow and a cold blast on the way. All the details coming up. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jordan. Well, another student in Oklahoma was suspended on accusations of involvement in racist GroupMe messages sent to black students at the University of Pennsylvania, this time at Tulsa Community College. College President Lee Goodson said the temporary suspension gives them time to investigate the matter, but a TCC spokesperson said the suspension could remain temporary or turn into a full expulsion. Yesterday, OU announced the student they suspended in relation with those racist messages was no longer enrolled at the university.
And an Oklahoma State trooper arrested a driver Saturday after clocking his speed at over 200 miles per hour. The trooper pulled the man over on the Kilpatrick Turnpike, first measuring his speed at 176 miles per hour and then at 208. Authorities say the driver tried to lose the state trooper at one point, turning his headlights and brake lights off, but was eventually pulled over at a red light. And conflict in Aleppo continues. OU Nightly Tori Johnson has more on the story. Tori?
Joseph, Syrian government airstrikes targeted Aleppo again. The blitz pounded hospitals and a blood bank in the eastern part of that city. Dozens were injured and at least 27 people, including 4 children, were killed. Officials expect that number to rise as crews continue to search through the rubble. And prosecutors have charged Geronimo Yanez, a Minnesota police officer, with manslaughter. They say Yanez fatally shot Philando Castile in July. John Cho, the county attorney, says it is his conclusion that the shooting was not justified. Castile's fiancée live-streamed the bloody aftermath, and the video went viral. His death sparked nationwide protest. And wildfires are terrorizing the southeastern U.S. More than 30 fires have scorched 80,000 acres in the North and South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, and Kentucky. The U.S. Forest Service says dry weather, high winds, and continuing drought are to blame. Jordan will have more on this in his weather forecast. And to no one's surprise, Bob Dylan says he is unable to attend the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony to accept his prize for literature. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Tori. Well, Sooner fans, there are still more than 2 weeks till the Bedlam game with OSU, but you can beat them this week. OU and OSU's annual Bedlam blood drive began yesterday, and the university with the most donations at the end of the week gets bragging rights. Last year, OU won with just 6 more blood drive participants than the Cowboys. If you'd like to donate, head over to the OU Armory between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. through Friday. And still ahead on OU Nightly, we'll show you how to save some cash just in time for Thanksgiving.
Plus, an old face in a new administration. Stay with us.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Pam Ortega here with the latest political news. Republicans re-elected Mitch McConnell as Senate Majority Leader, while Democrats named Chuck Schumer as Senate Minority Leader. Schumer will replace Nevada Senator Harry Reid. Both sides will prepare for critical battles with the incoming administration. It's been 1 week since President-elect Trump pulled off an upset victory, and a rough start has done little to assure critics that he will have a smooth transition. Trump began the week by replacing transition head Chris Christie with Mike Pence. One of Pence's first moves was to remove all of the lobbyists on the team. Also, several other experienced team members have resigned, but Trump says his transition is running smoothly. And amidst the chaos over the effectiveness of the Electoral College, Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer will introduce a Senate bill to end it. The California senator tweeted a statement saying the system is outdated. The likelihood of the bill passing is low, considering the proposed constitutional amendment would require passage by the House, Senate, plus 3/4 of states. And guys, today 32 House members were sworn in at the state capitol, so congratulations to all of our new legislators.
Wow, thank you, Pam.
And drivers are paying more in Oklahoma City than any other large U.S. city for wear and tear on poorly maintained streets. According to TRIP, a national transportation research group, Oklahoma City car owners are paying an additional cost of $1,025 annually. TRIP's latest study found the major roads of Oklahoma City are 8th worst in the country. City leaders have responded saying they will make road maintenance a higher priority.
And gas prices fell by nearly 7 cents per gallon in Oklahoma during the past week, making it the cheapest in the nation. AAA Oklahoma said the price is down by 20 cents per gallon in the past 32 days. And at $1.88 per gallon, it's the lowest in the state since April 13th. The AAA spokesman said there is an abundance of crude oil worldwide, and prices are expected to continue falling throughout the end of the year. And still ahead on OU Nightly, Jordan Overton has your game day forecast.
Plus, 2 Sooner teams take the hardwood tonight. Stay with us.
OU Nightly, I'm Jordan Overton. Look at your weather. So we've had the warm conditions, record highs, but that's all coming to a change. Cold front off to our northwest is on the way, and it's heading our way and will be here tomorrow night. Here's a look at how it's going to kind of play out. So there's the front off to our northwest. How it's going to start to get here. This is right there Thursday at 9:43 p.m. at night. So this is right around tomorrow night. The cold front arrives. Notice to our west, the cold air and the cooler temperatures will start moving in our direction. And our area will still be at 68, so we're still going to reach very warm temperatures tomorrow in the 70s. But watch what happens as we go into Friday. The cold front moves through, the cooler air moves in. Morning lows on Friday inside the 50s. This morning's low was 64 degrees. It's going to be a welcome change, 15 degrees different. And that goes all the way. We're looking at winds that are going to be maybe 20 to 30 miles an hour. We could potentially even see some gusts up to 40 miles an hour across the state, mainly on Friday as that front moves through. Some showers off to our southeast as it moves through. But then the big deal is Saturday morning, 8:30 in the morning, we could potentially see freezing temperatures all across the state. This particular model is a little bit warmer. I'm actually going 32 degrees in Norman for Saturday morning. So again, if you have outdoor plants, you need to bring them in because we're looking at a hard freeze, especially for places north of Norman. But look at this. This is widespread cold. This isn't just Oklahoma. 29 degrees in Albuquerque, 21 degrees in Denver, even 38 degrees in El Paso. Those are places that wouldn't normally see these kind of temperatures at this kind of year. Very unseasonably cold front to finally cool us down. We get to 51 on Saturday, so that means our temperatures are going to be around 20 degrees cooler than they have been today. Instead of record highs, we're talking about right around normal for this time of year. So here's how this is going to kind of play out past that. There's our system, the cold weather. Now notice, this doesn't just impact Oklahoma. This is all across the country, a really big storm system. And this also is good news for the southeast, as we just talked about in News Center. They're dealing with those wildfires and things like that. And the good news is they're going to see some rain and some cooler weather to help kind of alleviate those concerns and hopefully try to take out those wildfires. Now, as we get to the middle of next week, we do have a passing system, and that could potentially give us some rain. So we could see, I got a slight chance of showers, only a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And after that, we go back to mild conditions, but it's not going to be like what it has been. We're looking at highs maybe in the upper 60s and also inside the 70s. Lows tonight are actually going to be right around what they would be for a high temperature this kind of year. The high temperature would actually be 62 degrees tomorrow, so the low is going to be the high. As we go throughout the day tomorrow, one more warm day again, and we've got winds that are going to be very strong. We're looking at winds that could be maybe around 30 miles an hour, gust maybe around 40. As we extend the forecast out, 74 degrees on Thursday, then it cools off inside the 50s as we go out towards the end of the weekend, and then 50 degrees for highs. Notice I've got that 32 for Friday morning and Saturday morning, and then 33 degrees on Sunday morning, so we're looking at a freeze. Other than that, at least it's going to be cooler. I mean, go from record highs all the way back down.
It's funny because you had mentioned that places like Amarillo are seeing unseasonably low temperatures because we're seeing unseasonably high temperatures right now.
So unseasonably high, now unseasonably low. It's just kind of flipping the coin, basically.
That's a really nice change.
Great, thank you, Jordan.
And another OU football player is out for the season. Reagan, what's the latest on that?
Thanks, guys. One center coach had a few choice words about that player's departure, and there was a little March Madness in November last night.
Sports is next.
Quitting on your teammates it's hard to, that's hard to take as a coach. That's everything we stand for is our commitment to one another, and for whatever reason that wasn't there for him.
Welcome back. That was Mike Stoops' reaction to the news of defensive lineman Charles Walker leaving the team to prepare for the draft. Walker suffered a concussion October 1st against TCU and has been sidelined ever since. But the Sooners that are still on the team have their focus elsewhere, and that is Saturday in Morgantown. The 9th-ranked Sooners hit the road for a late-season battle with West Virginia. OU comes into the game on a 7-game win streak in the Big 12. This game may be OU's toughest test yet, as they will play in a rowdy and hostile environment against the top defense in the conference.
We enjoy going into places where it's going to be hostile. They're going to be ready for us. They're going to get after it. They always have the place jumping, especially a night game where it's a top 10 matchup. So it'll be fun.
And OU volleyball has just 3 more games on the season, and tonight they head to the Little Apple, Manhattan, Kansas for a midweek matchup with K-State. The 14-12 Sooners are looking to end the season on a high note, as they have only won 2 of their last 7. And volleyball isn't the only team in action tonight. OU women's basketball takes the floor at the LNC for a non-conference game with Little Rock. The 16th-ranked Sooners come into the night having won 22 of their last 26 games, dating back to 2014. The game tips off at 7. And speaking of hoops, the madness is back. Basketball fans got to see a potential March preview last night as Kansas and Duke squared off at Madison Square Garden. The 7th-ranked Jayhawks knocked off the top-ranked Blue Devils in a thriller. Kansas star Frank Mason hit a clutch jumper near the end to seal the win, 77-75. And arguably one of the most talked about topics in the NFL finally saw a little closure yesterday. Rookie Dak Prescott has led the Cowboys to an impressive 8-1 start this year in the absence of Tony Romo. Many have wondered who would be under center when the veteran returned.
He's earned that right. He's guided our team to an 8-1 record, and that's hard to do. If you think for a second that I don't want to be out there, then you've probably never felt the pure ecstasy of competing and winning.
And it's Wednesday, and here at the OU Nightly Sports Desk, that means it's time to honor the Whiner of the Week. This week, we stay right here on campus. The whiner this week is freshman linebacker Caleb Kelly. Kelly is a Cali boy and isn't too thrilled about the forecast for the game this weekend. He tweeted yesterday a picture of the weather Saturday in Morgantown, where it will be 36 degrees, and then a picture of his hometown weather of Fresno, where it will be quite warmer, with a caption, "Yo, do y'all know where I'm from?" Apparently the freshman may not have checked the schedule before signing with the Sooners earlier in the year, but I can say one thing, guys. Caleb, the defense is very, very happy to have you here, and I would be happy to give you this bottle of wine, but you're still a little young, so I'll give you one thing, and that is good luck on Saturday.
Well, and stay warm, I guess.
Yeah, hey, I'm heading up there too, and I'm not looking forward to this snow, mixed rain, sleet, cold weather, but it's football weather, right?
You're from the same region as Caleb Kelly in Washington.
Yeah, but the Northwest is a little colder.
Yeah. So
he's a beach boy.
All right, well, thanks, Reagan. Still to come on OU Nightly, we'll have another look at the game day forecast.
Plus, some pranksters in Russia seem to like American cartoons.
I'm Jaycie Bayless at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Oklahoma City Fire Department evacuated 14 homes in northwest Oklahoma this afternoon because of a gas leak. The leak occurred at the 1500 block of North Libby Ave, but the cause has not been determined. And police in Siloam Springs are searching for a 35-year-old woman and her 18-month-old daughter. Carol Davidson and daughter Rosemary were last seen in Siloam Springs on Friday. A release states that her vehicle was found empty. Police are searching the area. That's it for now. Back to you.
Thank you, Jaycie. And a Soviet star in Russia got a paint job. Vandals climbed to the top of a building in Russia and changed a Soviet star adornment into Patrick Star. The lovable starfish from SpongeBob replaced the symbol commonly associated with communism. Local authorities are still investigating the incident, but for now, the star is a symbol for underwater pineapples and Krabby Patties.
Great. So we mentioned it was going to be cold for the game. Can we see some numbers on that?
Yeah, that's right. So basically, for the beginning of the game, it looks like it is going to have some rain to start. And then once we get towards the end of the game, could see a few snowflakes falling down there in Morgantown. And for travel to and from, that system we've been talking about that's bringing us the cold weather will be impacting Morgantown once it gets to Saturday, and so it could see some rain mainly as you go travel to and from. But for the game itself, maybe a few snowflakes towards the end. We'll have to see what happens.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Make sure you stay warm,
Hey,
Reagan.
I'll try. Both of us.
Well, thank you for watching OU Night TV, brought to you by the Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.